All right, we're back for part 2 of The Expensive Truth with BottomlineBurke, and we have the esteemed sexologist, sex and relationship coach, Bryanna Gená. And I wanted to take this moment to highlight her book. It is available on her website as well as her Instagram. This book goes deep. Well, you know what? Tell them a little bit about the book. Yeah, tell them a little about the book.
So the book is entitled "Foreplay Starts at Breakfast,"
Ooh.
and it's a cute little spicy name, and it goes over 14 reasons why she shuts down sex and how do you get it back. So this is really dedicated to those in those long-term relationships, those marriages who it may have fizzled out a little bit, and they're trying to figure out what is going on with my wife, what is going on with my girl, like. What happened to the earlier days? We used to have sex 7 times a day. What's going on now? So I wrote this instead of criticizing men, which I know that online that's all people do. We criticize each other and oh my God, you should know this. I said, hey, why don't we just teach them what we want them to know?
Right.
Why don't we give them the inside scoop of like, this is what I'm thinking. This is how I'm feeling. I don't even know if I have the words to articulate that to you. Mm-hmm. This is what's in that book.
I love it because it's a helpful guide to kind of get the insight of a female.
Absolutely.
From a woman's perspective, by a woman, for a woman.
No better way.
Right.
I mean, come to the source. And one thing I want them to understand is, again, is not to criticize, because I understand sometimes the intention and what your purpose is not always received. Like the reality and versus what they hear is not the same. So I want to be clear that it's not to say, you don't know XYZ. It's saying, I know you know this, but have you thought about this as well?
Right.
You know what I'm saying? A little bit of shift of a perspective, because I truly believe men and women want to understand each other. Mm-hmm. But I think sometimes we get so disconnected, it's hard to try to find each other again.
Yeah, that's true. That disconnect is real, especially over time as we grow individually and sometimes grow apart. And speaking of that as well, what sets you apart? You're just not a random woman on Instagram that just one day had an epiphany and say, hey, I'm gonna talk about sex in the world, right? Can you take a little bit of a moment to kind of detail your journey of how you got here as a sexologist?
Oh, that's fun. So my original background is as a registered nurse. Mm-hmm. So I've been a registered nurse for 13 years, so I have a very strong background on medicine, sexual health, and all the things. So that's what initially piqued my interest in even about sexuality. Anyway, and it started when I was like, I think probably like, I want to say 11. I had this little pink pamphlet in middle school, or maybe it was elementary school, and it teaches you about your body. And I used to be obsessed with this book. I used to tell my mom, the period is coming and menstrual cycle. She was just like, I just wish this girl would get her cycle and shut up.
Right.
So I always been interested in talking about women's body parts, anatomy, and physiology. So that's kind of how it rooted. And then when I was in college, I wanted to be an OBGYN.
Oh, okay.
Initially. So it's always been ingrained in me in some way, shape, or form about women's health and anatomy and physiology. So fast forward, I admit it probably was a little bit of condescending tone of like, oh my God, people are out here having sex and they don't know X, Y, Z, da 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 da, in a sexual health, perspective. And then I was thinking like, they don't know that. And so it made me think, instead of criticizing, do something about it. And then I actually stumbled across my program a couple years ago. And I was like, wait, this is really a thing? Like, I can really become certified and get all the knowledge. And I went to Sexual Health Alliance, which is a certification program. It took me just under 2 years to finish. Actually, maybe about 1.5 years. And it was so thorough. It was so, when I tell you, I learned so much in general, but so much about myself that it was eye-opening, and I was like, oh my God, we've been having sex all wrong. Like, I've learned such in-depth knowledge about sexuality, and I was like, I have to tell the world. I have to get out here and literally tell everyone. So that's kind of how I got into this. And then, of course, my first labor of love is the book.
Absolutely.
Because I feel like I want to see us win, especially in the Black community. I want to see us win. And I know women feel a certain way, rightfully so, about how, dating and sex and relationships is going, and also men. Right. So the next book is going to be for women. But the first one, I was like, I don't think anything like this really exists. No one said, hey, let's tell them, just tell them what we want them to know. Stop criticizing. So yeah,
Now that's incredible foresight.
Yeah.
And I like the fact that you just highlighted 2 years to acquire the knowledge. And so that takes a lot of discipline, sacrifice, commitment.
Yeah.
Can you detail to the audience what's changed and what's remained the same about your perspective on sex, or about how other people having sex prior to the program and then after graduating?
That's a good one. For me, man, the way that I think a lot of people are experiencing sex is such in a little small box. Mm-hmm. Sex can be so much more expansive and so much more explorative and so much more beautiful. Mm-hmm. And I think people don't realize the depths you can reach because they've never been there. Right. They don't know. And so they think the surface that they're at is, oh, this is perfect. I get my nut, I got my dopamine rush, I'm cool.
Right.
But imagine if you go deeper. Imagine connecting to someone and being intimate in that level of being vulnerable, and it's like you're still accepted, you're still free with me in our little bubble, our love bubble. You are free to be that sexual being you want to be with me. I'm not going to judge you. I'm not going to throw it back in your face. I'm not going to weaponize it. I just think it's levels that we're not achieving because we're just content here.
Yeah, I think too, like you said, the common man.
Yeah.
As long as they are fulfilling performance-wise, mainly through penetration, right? Mm-hmm. What are some other areas that we are unaware of, that you're aware of, that you can make us aware of?
The men?
Yes.
Specifically?
You can go with women too. You can start with the men and also shed some light for the women as well.
I really want us to destigmatize sex toys. Okay. Oh my God. I really want us to destigmatize. They're not your fellas, they're not your opponent. I promise you they're not your opponent. It's your teammate. And here's the thing,
it's a collaborator.
It's a collaboration, right?
Okay.
This is a sexual solution to aid in the experience.
Okay.
But here's the thing, 80% of women do not climax from penetration alone.
Yeah, I've heard that in college. Can you?
It's still there.
Wow.
It's still
so
there.
why do you think that is? Is it just a miscommunication? Is it just somebody being selfish? Is somebody being quiet when they should be vocal?
Yeah, it's layered. It can be for a variety of reasons. One, it could be based on women not truly understanding what's going on in their body, anatomically, physiologically, what is really happening. How do I set the stage to actually be able to have an orgasm if that's my goal? It doesn't have to be your goal every time. Also, penis in vagina style of sex is not the most ideal for making a woman climax. Wow. It just isn't. We have a whole clitoris. Ladies and gents, that is oftentimes ignored during the act. It's literally a spectator looking like, okay, well, we're not gonna tag me in because I'm here. Right. And we prioritize vaginal penetrations over clitoral, and quiet as it kept, it's all the same. Mm-hmm. You're literally stimulating the clitoris from two different points. The outside clitoris, which extends internally and wraps around the vagina, you are still stimulating the same body part inside. We're just accessing it from two different ways. So the thing is, if you have let's just say we're gonna go back to the toys. If you stimulate one aspect of the clitoris here and stimulating the other aspect, you're still stimulating the same area. Imagine.
Teamwork.
It's teamwork.
Yeah, teamwork.
And then also sex toys helps to increase sensitivity. It helps to increase blood flow and circulation so that she is able to get aroused and hopefully have the same starting point as you have. You have your erection. You're good. You're ready to go.
Right.
But for women, it takes a little bit longer to get those things flowing for us. Mm-hmm. And that starts, one, with mental, but two, allowing your body time to become physiologically turned on. Mm-hmm. Allowing, like, we get erections.
Right.
Let's just be honest. Let's call it what it is. We get erections, but it's internal. And of course, you can see the outside. You know, the labia may get bigger and a little bit more brighter red. It's just so many things that you can, pay attention to say, hey, I think my body is turned on. So I just think that's the second reason. The third reason, communication. If you know that you need 20 minutes, 30 minutes, or whatever the case is for foreplay, you have to advocate for your pleasure. As women, you have to advocate for your pleasure. Right. And for the man, you have to be patient. Right. Know that she can't just bloop and say, I'm ready to go, because you can risk having pain during sex if you rush past foreplay, don't allow the body. You can't cook anything in a cold oven, right?
That's true.
You put some raw meat in the oven, it's gonna sit there if it's cold.
You need some coconut oil or something in the pan.
You gotta preheat it. Okay? And coconut oil might be good, but no, you gotta preheat it. And I just want us to have the same starting point. Yes. I want to climax too, just like you. So yeah, I just think that we have to have that communication. We have to just understand that we are different as human beings. Men and women, we're different. And we're choosing to be intimate with each other. So why not respect and be patient with each other to say, hey, I'm sleeping with you, so I gotta learn you.
Yeah, no, that's very insightful and thoughtful too. I think it might just be hiding in plain sight, right? Because you see somebody every day. I think with society, social media, pornography, that's what's blasted in our face. So when you said that, I was like, wow, I never thought about it like that. Me, I just naturally am an explorer. So and a communicator as well. Yeah. And I know that there's couples out there who is not as outgoing or is not as vocal as I am, and you are very easy to talk to. Is that one of the services if I'm in a relationship, I'm uncomfortable having a very candid conversation about sex with my loved one, my partner, or even some, men and women are in relationship with themselves, right? Okay. And we can't forget them, you know what I mean? We still gotta maximize that experience, you know what I mean? Is that a service that they can contact you, schedule, and you guys can get some clarity on some temporary confusion within their sexual experience?
So right now I'm not doing one-on-ones. Okay. However, I'm doing more workshops. So I'm actually working on a female anatomy and arousal class. Okay. Dedicated separately for men and then separately for women, because women and men have a different understanding of female arousal and anatomy. I know men are curious. A lot of men are curious, like, they know what they know, but it's like, have you thought about this? Right. It's just adding layers of understanding. Because I can tell you to do this, but if you don't know why you're doing it and what's really going on with that, it doesn't stick as well. Right. I'm teaching you technique, but that doesn't mean anything. Why am I teaching the technique? Right. What does this do for my woman, right? Mm-hmm. And then for women, a lot of us, don't fully understand, or maybe we don't remember from back in the day, the anatomy that's going on in our body and what is really required for us to optimize our sex life and our experience. Because a lot of women have orgasm from sex, so I'm not really looking forward to sex.
I know, I kept hearing that from college, or a couple of teammates of mine was telling me about that, and I just didn't understand it because my woman was satisfied, you know what I mean? And so I was oblivious until one of my friends, I can't say her name, but we were studying for finals, during the study break, get a little touchy.
Y'all weren't studying, okay, y'all studying.
We were studying, but we needed relief. Okay. we needed departure, you know what I mean? So when she confessed, I was like, baby girl, we should go back to the dorm room and address this now.
You're just trying to say, okay, you're trying to talk about what you can, huh?
I'm trying to be solution oriented. I'm trying to add value immediately. You know what I mean? But so help the women or even the men out there, because that's somewhat, I don't want to say demasculine. That's made too strong. But it makes a man hesitant or question masculinity, possibly as far as satisfying their woman, if they keep hearing that their woman hasn't experienced an orgasm.
I think if you put a lot of, what's the word? If your identity as a man comes through your ability to perform sexually, then that's understandable that it would be crushing. Right. If your only way to connect with your woman is through sex and it's not enjoyable, that would be crushing. So which is why I encourage, find other ways to be intimate and connect with your partner, because one day, God willing, we're going to get older. Absolutely. And one of us may struggle with a little bit of something. So if we are unable to express love and connect beyond that, we're going to have some issues. Yeah. Which is why I would love for people to start exploring outside of penis in vagina style of sex. There's so many other things and enjoyment that we can do that's being overlooked.
Can you give us one or two? You know, I had to ask you to do it.
I love it. So instead of, I mean, obviously everyone knows about oral sex, right? That and women love that. Why? Because it focuses on the clitoris. And what is the main component of pleasure for women? The clitoris for a lot. So that's one. I mean, you can, I call it the hot dog in the bun. You can do that, where it doesn't really require penis and vagina, but you're still stimulating each other. Do you know what penis or hot dog and bun is?
I haven't heard that word, but I'm sure I've done it
so many different, right? It's can I say that? I don't even know. Can I say all this?
Hot dog and bun. I mean, you can say whatever you want. Yeah.
So basically, it's the woman on top, and she is grinding against the penis.
Oh, absolutely.
Like the penis is pointed upward, and you slap a little lube. First of all, destigmatize lube too, because I'm tired of people. I don't need no lube.
No,
lube is fun.
It's good. Yeah, it's good.
If you don't have,
it's an enhancer.
Hello?
Yeah.
And I'm not judging, but I am kind of judging. If you don't own a bottle of lube at home, you're not having the type of expansive sex that I would need, that I would want, and the fun.
But the book. Let's get back to the book. You said there's 14 ways. Can you just detail one or two for the ones that don't have a clue but are curious?
Okay, so 14 reasons why she turns down sex. Let's talk about a couple. So online, oh Lord, and I got chewed up. You would have thought I called somebody mama a hoe. You would have thought. One of the reasons that she shuts it down is because she stopped enjoying it.
Right.
It started to be a one-sided experience based on how he starts, when he finishes. And I'm not saying that to come down on men, but there's a lot of marital relationships where the woman is just like, she can literally detach her coochie and give it to him, and it won't even make a difference.
Right.
Because they're so disconnected. He's literally just chasing that nut and that release with a complete disregard of the connection. And a lot of times women don't advocate for themselves in their marriages because, one, ego. You don't want to hurt their feelings. I asked the woman, I was like, well, why won't you just speak up for yourself and tell them like you're not enjoying it? Oh, I could never do that. That would literally crush him. And I'm like, so you're going to continue to have sacrificial sex that you're not enjoying to preserve his ego. And I think, and what I know, that's probably how we have been socialized when we were younger. Women are supposed to be, you know, be respectful. Don't challenge anything. Don't hurt a man's ego. Cater to him. So I blame how we were socialized growing up. But at the same time, how long can that really be sustainable in a marriage? How long can you keep having sex for the sake of having sex to please your partner?
It becomes torturous, I would imagine. But that tact,
or the chore, as the new word is.
The chore.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah, I think that tact, as far as having a capacity to be able to articulate and communicate with your partner without offending them.
Yeah.
Is that in the book?
Yeah, I'll have a whole chapter of how to communicate that.
Yeah.
Basically, it takes two to communicate. You have to deliver it well, and you have to receive it well. Because if I deliver it as best as I can, with the most sensitivity, the most tact and care, and you still hear something completely different, we're not going to get anywhere.
I agree. And I think that's where the disconnect comes from. And I think there's a long lingering, maybe some trauma, but that's a very layered, comprehensive thing on both fronts, the men and women. I can only imagine, if I put the woman's hat on, that you have to tell a man that you build up and esteemed and that's provided and that's protected and that, you know, is the apple of your eye, to be a little bit cliche, is that he's not fulfilling you sexually, right? And then on the flip side, the pendulum swings to the man. Yeah. How do you receive that? And then more importantly, how do you respond appropriately without losing a significant amount of self-esteem or identity? But that's why I say, again, it's about capacity. Yeah. It's about, you know, seeking out somebody like yourself that's did the work and knows how to equip people with the appropriate tools to handle those conversations, or at least to stand up for themselves as opposed to remaining quiet. And
sometimes people, you know, a lot of women will give little hints, and then it'll get to the point where it's like, now I have to have the conversation. So if the hints have been getting ignored, then they become even more hesitant to even have the conversation. It's like, I tried to give a little well, I wanted to use a toy, or I wanted to use a lube, if they shut down everything, and I'll give you an example. I had a friend of mine whose husband did not want her to use a toy or her hand to stimulate during penetration. I'm like, it's like, I don't know if it's an ego thing, but
she can't use her own hand on her?
He wanted to be the controller of her pleasure. Like, it made him feel a way that she wanted to use a toy or she wanted to stimulate herself. Right. And so I think that's not fair. That's not fair to have to try to control someone else's pleasure and their sexuality. That's not fair. It's not right. I'm not saying all this to come down on men. I'm here to give the insight. I'm here to give you so you can like go home and say, oh, I learned something new today. Right?
And that's also how people step up.
What do you mean?
If I ain't getting it at home, I'm gonna go somewhere else to get it. Okay. Right? No, bad segue. What? I'm just saying. That's just. I don't want to agree with it. I don't condone it. You know what I'm saying? But I'm just saying, like,
everyone's threshold is different.
Right.
So if they reach a certain point, they're like, I'm done now. And I'm not one of those people that say, oh, well, obviously cheating is wrong. It's a choice.
It's 100% wrong.
But it's one specific context where I'm not condoning it, but I understand it.
Right.
Because if I'm begging my wife, babe, I just want to connect with you sexually. We haven't had sex in months. I don't want to talk about it. And you're shutting down talking about it. So we're not having sex. Mm-hmm. We're not talking about it. Right. How long am I supposed to continue on not having sex with you and not talking about it? We're not getting help. Right. So I'm not saying it's right, but I understand, because girl, you're going to have to talk about it. Because he going to go. He has needs too.
Yeah. And on the flip side for the women too, you know, they always say curiosity will kill the cat.
Oh my God.
Right? Like, if she going to just keep holding it in and not articulating how she really feels and what she really wants, and she's never getting her desires, weeks turns to weeks turn to months turn to years, and then she's gonna have a girlfriend or two that eventually she's gonna say something to.
Yeah.
That, you know what I mean, might open the door. You know what I mean? That's all I'm saying.
Wait, are you talking about girl on girl? What are we talking about?
No, I'm talking about the woman might say, baby, you're getting older. You've been with Johnny
and
for 15 years, 10 years. Yeah. I mean, at some point, it's okay if you go fulfill it for a night. You know what I mean? It's your birthday.
Listen, I'm not judging. Everybody got their own.
That's all I'm saying. I'm just also giving space for that reality, because that is a reality. Because I can only imagine those difficult. That's why, honestly, I got educated. I did my darndest to try to be articulate and create these type of relationships where people feel comfortable speaking about it, because I you know, you gotta have tough conversations. It's it's not a nice to have, it's a gotta have.
Yeah. And I think that's the accountability on the woman's part. I'm circling back to that because I want to be clear. You can't change anything you can't talk about. So girl, open your mouth, talk. And be fair. Give him the opportunity to fix and change and work with you. You know what I mean? Yeah. You want another reason?
One final one, yes.
Ooh.
This is good, but time is ticking.
Oh, okay. Well, connection. We'll just make it easy. Connection. You have to have that connection in your marriage, in your relationship, because if you are disconnected in your marriage, right? And then you try to translate that into sex. A lot of women, it doesn't translate.
I agree.
Because now you're a stranger.
Or it's just men too.
Right.
That have that sensibility.
I love that.
Yeah.
I love when a man wants that connection with that emotion. It's like, hey, I need to know. Because otherwise, it's just transactional. I think people think once you're married, it no longer can be transactional or objectifying, but it becomes worse for a lot of people in their marriage. And so I think the importance of connection is, and I made a video about this, and child, you would have thought, but anyway, connection is like the gateway for women. It opens the coochie.
Right. And for men too, I think the best sex is when y'all actually are connected. You actually have real, genuine feelings. It's mutual. Yeah. And you're trying to satisfy her, she's trying to satisfy you.
It's a competition on how we satisfy each other.
Absolutely.
What you want to try tonight? What we doing tonight? What's the menu tonight?
Yeah, no boundaries.
Yeah. Let's have some fun.
What do you be thinking about when I'm not around? You know what I mean? Like, what do you watch?
That text like, baby,
who you listening to? You know what I mean? Who get you a little dirty? You know what I mean? All right, let me get back to it. I'm sorry. Yeah. All I'm saying about it is the connection, right?
Yeah.
We we break up to make up and all that stuff like that. And so I think, what do you say to the couples that are persistent, right? Because it's not always going to be in love. You're going to fall out of love. You're going to get back. So you're not always going to be connected. You're going to get disconnected, and then you're going to get connected. And hopefully that just is just perpetual thing because you ultimately want to stay together no matter what life brings. You know what I mean? So
you got to be intentional. You have to do the work. Even when the work seems difficult and I don't even know where to start, you have to start.
Right.
Because the thing is, you're going to have those moments throughout your marriage where it's like, I like you, I don't like you, I love you, I don't know if I love you. Right. We're connected, we're disconnected, but we're still here. Mm-hmm. Ultimately, we still chose each other. So now it's like, what actions and what words are we going to do that bring us back together, right?
Absolutely. Mm-hmm. No, that's awesome. I really enjoyed this conversation.
It was fun.
We got to do this again. Foreplay starts at breakfast, ladies and gentlemen.
It sure do.
Foreplay starts at breakfast. And how can you find me? Find you if we want to purchase this book or if we want to talk. So attend your workshop.
Okay. So the workshop should be available next month. We'll start with the men first. I want to see. I want to start with my fellas.
All right, fellas. Let's step up.
I'm trying to throw you a little alley-oop so y'all can really get in the game and score. Okay?
Let's do it.
And then the book is at www.bryannagená.com. And then my Instagram is the same, Bryanna Gená. Yes. And it's just fun. I got a lot of stuff that's going on. I'm combining my medical background with sex education. For example, I have an endometriosis intimacy guide for women because a lot of women are dealing with endometriosis. I can't even say the word.
I was about to ask you what the word is. I don't even know if I ever heard that. Is it a girly word? Is it like a woman word or something?
It's a gynecological issue that women go through called endometriosis, and it can make sex a little bit more difficult.
Okay.
It can make intimacy. So that's
like dryness and stuff?
I guess for some people, but it's usually pain. It's something that requires surgery for a lot of women. But anyway, it's a way to still teach women how to connect on an intimate level with their partner. Mm-hmm. I still want to have sex with my partner, but it's just, how can we do this where I'm still safe and I'm not in pain and I can still enjoy it? So I have a guide for that. So it's just things like that where it's like real life issues that people are having. I want to address that.
Amen.
Yeah. Just for example.
You gave a lot of great examples.
Oh, okay.
And you are a great example for the men and women out there. If there's something that you're curious about, right? She was curious about it when she was 11.
Right.
And then here she is, decades later.
Isn't that funny?
Yeah, following not necessarily a passion, but just doing things that you.
It's a passion.
It's a passion.
I discovered it's a passion for me. I can talk.
You're really good at it. Yeah, you're really good at it.
Who would have thought? And I'm a preacher's kid. Who would have thought I'd be talking about sex?
Amen. See, there's so much I understand. But ladies, thank you for your time. This has been an incredible interview.
Gonna bring her back.
Oh, we're gonna definitely bring her back. For another episode. But again, go on her website. Foreplay starts at breakfast. Mm-hmm. What a very intriguing title.
It sparks curiosity, right?
Yeah, absolutely. So, this has been great.
Yeah.
Thank you for your time.
Thank you. And
well, until next time. This is BottomlineBurke. That's the bottom line, and this is the expensive truth.